There are three firearm incidents that I would like to update the public on, which is of great concern to the Bermuda Police Service. On Tuesday of this week, the 25th of March, at approximately 10:20 p.m., police received a report of what was reported as a firearm incident at a residence on Spanish Point Road in the area of Seagull Lane. It was reported that there were two attempts made to shoot into the residence. Fortunately, in that incident, there was no injuries, and upon the police arrival, there is certain forensic evidence that was recovered that leads us to believe that, in fact, it was a firearms incident, and a firearm had been or attempted to be discharged. Following that incident on Tuesday night, on yesterday morning, police officers were, again, a report was received of another firearms incident, this time in the area of St. John's Hill, at a residence or school facility in that area, just in the area or behind the Arnold supermarket. That incident was reported to have taken place at about 11:10 a.m. yesterday morning. And then following from that, a couple of hours later, there was a third firearms incident at another residence in the area of Friswood Hill, and that incident took place in the region of about 9:13 p.m. And again, police officers or the initial reporter heard what they believed to have been gunshots, and later on this morning, a couple of hours ago, it was confirmed as a result of certain forensic evidence that, in fact, that was a firearms incident that had taken place the night before. That's last night at about 9:10, and that the occupants of that residence were not harmed. In each one of these incidents, the suspect descriptions are similar. So we believe, based upon the investigation that has been conducted so far, that there are two males. One male is described as being about 5'5", 5'6" inches tall, slim build. And in all of these incidents, there were two suspects that were involved, and they were wearing dark clothing and visors. So the purpose of this appeal today is that we are asking for the public's assistance, that in particular on Tuesday night, that if you were in and about the area of Spanish Point Road, that's Tuesday night, that would be roughly at about 10:20 p.m., again, by Seagull Lane and somewhere in that area, and if you saw any suspicious activity, if you saw a man on a motorbike dressed in dark clothing, if you saw anybody in that area, and if you heard or you saw what was being or attempted to be discharged, we're asking that you make contact with us. Additionally, yesterday, that incident that happened off of St. John's Road behind the Arnold's supermarket, we're looking for two persons, two young men, believed to be one is about 5'5", 5'6", slim build. And then last night, on Friswood Hill, there are two suspects, and both described as wearing dark clothing. Again, that is very concerning to us, and we have began an investigation into the circumstances surrounding these incidents, and we are asking for the public's assistance that if you saw any suspicious activity in those areas at those times that I just spoke about, please make contact with us. The investigating officer in charge of this investigation is going to be Acting Detective Inspector Anika Donawa, and she can be reached at 717-2250. Thank you. Any questions you have?
Yes, good afternoon. Smith Sagan Hendrickson with the Royal Gazette. Firstly, you mentioned that the had taken place near a school, if I remember correctly, kind of a couple of schools. Were any of the schools or the parents of these schools notified of this incident once it was discovered that?
Right, so the schools have their protocols and they would have put that in place. That came to the attention of the police sometime later in that day. But the times that I reported just now is the time that the incident happened. I think that's the important piece, that if area residents, persons traveling along St. John's Road at about that time, so we're talking about 11 a.m. Yesterday morning, if you saw any suspicious activity, that's what we're asking for your assistance for.
I see. And it's might be a bit of an obvious question, but are the police considering that these three might be related? Is there any evidence to indicate whether or not that's true?
Well, what I would say is that we have a very open mind in terms of that. The descriptions of the suspects in each one of these cases seems to be similar, and so we are exploring all lines of inquiry, but that's why the public's assistance is very, very important, because that's what helps to channel a lot of our investigations. And, without your assistance, it is very, very difficult to advance these. So we're talking about 3 firearms incidents in about 48 hours. That's very concerning to us, and we want to get that message out to the public, and we want to get the message out to those who are responsible for these acts, that the Bermuda Police Service is investigating, and we're taking every step to bring those to justice.
And I know that CCTV footage has often been very helpful in investigations like this. Is the police confident that there is enough working CCTV footage in the area to assist them with their investigation?
That's a very good point. And, as part of our appeal, is we're also asking for area residents in those particular locations. So that's Spanish Point Road by Seagull Lane. That's St. John's Road in the area of the Arnold Supermarket. And then that's Friswell's Road, the whole length of the Friswell's Road area. That area residents that do have CCTV footage, that's important to us if you can make contact with us. And that helps to assist us in our investigations.
Thank you. Those are all my questions.
Thank you.